This is Neil Napier here. Just give me a quick shout out if you can hear me all right. Give me a quick one if I'm coming through okay. And then we will get started. And tell me also if you can see me on camera, because it's the first time I'm doing that. And I want to do this more often, but I want to make sure that you can see me first before we go further. All right, still waiting for some messages. We have a few people joining in. I'm gonna drop a link to this session right now inside of our Facebook group as well, so we have more people joining in. Just give me a second and I'll grab that link. All right. Within the Smart Funnels, what you need to do is you first need to create a funnel, and you will do that by clicking over here. You'll click on New Funnel, and when you're building out a home page like Team Rack, so this is one of our home pages that we have built for our website, right? And then this is the other one. This is the Kyvio one. So I'm going to show you how to do these. I mean, these still take you to different pages, right? If I click here, pricing, it'll go to a different page altogether. I'm going to show you how to build everything in one page, do a one-page or homepage website. And for that, I've chosen a local dental example. So we're going to walk through a local example. And again, just so we know that you can hear me all right, can you give me a yes in the chat box if you can hear me okay? Because I was talking for 5 minutes without any sound, and that's my mistake. But this should work. Okay, perfect. And that's here as well. That's good. All good now. Yeah, Mary, sorry, my bad. I messed it up. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to close this one. Okay, so when it comes to building a homepage based website, you don't need to pick a sales funnel or a product launch funnel. It's okay to just go for the custom funnel in that case. I'm going to go for that, and I'll use sales page in this case because sales page usually is the biggest one, it's the most comprehensive, and it's enough to build something around. Okay, cool. So let's go to the end because I did see a dental clinic here, which is what we're going to use. If you click on preview, you can see all the pages that it currently has. And if I go over to sales, I can see that this is pretty comprehensive. I think this is good enough for me to run with. Now, when you click next and save and whatnot, I think it will, well, it will do everything. It will create the page for you, which it did for me as well. And you can see for me, it created the page right in here. So right over here. So let's go ahead and edit that. So I showed you what that page basically looks like. It's like this, but I want to change it up. Now, here's the important thing to remember when you're building out a website using Kyvio. As of now, if you build an element, if you build a block, you can't repeat that in other pages, right? So you kind of, if you want to do it again, you have to recreate it. Now, that's a really painful process. And long term, we'll change that. But short term, what you can do is, instead of building a lot of pages and then going and fine tuning them, you work on one page, build that out completely, make sure the headers are in place, make sure the footer's in place, make sure the colors are good, get whatever you want, all the menu items in place, and then duplicate that, right? I'll show you that now. So you can see we haven't quite got a header here, so I can put one in. So I'm going to go ahead and choose header options. And I can say, let's display a header, right? So it does. You can see there's a full width wide header over here. Let me see if there are any questions. Okay, full width wide header over here. We can put a logo as well if you want to, right? So I'm going to copy this image. I think that's the logo that we're after. There you go. So the logo goes in there, right? I can put a tagline if I want to, not necessary in this case. And then you've got description of how you want the menu items to be. That's up to you as well. You can see there are a few different styles and you can select one of these styles. I'm just going to stick with style 1 and I'll stick with the right as well. Then you've got menu colors as well. This one I can match to this. Now, for me, I'm not very good with colors. I don't know what colors sometimes I'm using. So I use this eyedropper Chrome extension. And when I do that, I can pick a color from the website. I can pick like this one. And if I go back here, it tells me what this color is, right? So this is the hexadecimal number for that. And I'm going to just go ahead and paste it here. Let's try again, paste. Okay, I have to type it for now, which is painful. But it's 604C93, 604C93, perfect. Did that work? Maybe, yeah. So I can do that, I can basically give it the colors that I want to give. Actually, that one didn't work. But I can give it the colors that I want to give, and you can see like these menu items already exist, but for some reason they are, transparent. It's hard to read them. So I'm going to go ahead and change the colors. Let's go ahead back to the header. Let's go back to menu colors, and let's change the colors to black as well. Okay, but if I want to change these, I can override them by here. I can go here and I can change the color. Oh, don't want that. But I can change the menu text color to black, for example. Right? I can do the same here. I can change the menu text color, or just go back to the header options and edit them here. All right. This somehow should have applied all the way through, but it didn't. So I'll check out why that is. Nope, not that. Let's go ahead and change the colors here. Okay, one more. Okay, so we're more or less done with this. All of these are in place. I don't quite like that. So let me just change the hover color to none. Yeah, that's fine. So this is my top menu, and I'm going to stick with this all the time. But I still want to change this page up a little bit, right? Because this is not quite what I would want in a regular one-page homepage. So let's go ahead and do that. So this is the About section. I think we can agree kind of this is where most of the About Us thing happens. So let's copy this block code. This is the block code that we have. And I'm going to click here on About. And I'm going to say go to this URL when someone clicks. Done. Let's just save. And I'll publish and I'll show you as we go along as well. So when someone clicks here, they're taken further down, right? I'm going to get rid of this because we don't really need this anymore. And this is the logo that we put in earlier, right? So when someone clicks on About, they go here. Let's go further down. What other dentists are saying about a new technology? This could be testimonials, right? So let's click on testimonials, and I'm going to link that to this block. So just click on this gear icon over here, block settings, and you can see the block ID. Copy that, close, and then go to this header menu again, and then just paste this in the target URL. Once it's done, save. Let's refresh. Let's open this up again. Let's preview this. Okay, so About will take us here, but if I click on testimonial, it will take me here. Right, that's a good thing. If I go back, I don't like the page URL, so I'm going to change that. I thought I did, but I didn't save it. Home, update. Okay. Let's preview this. There we go. Right, so testimonials, if I click here, it takes me to testimonials. Fantastic. Now, if I, maybe let's go ahead and see what else, right? So this is more like the About section, maybe, right? Introducing is the service section. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to again take this block code, copy, and let's go back here. And for services, this is where it goes. The About section, like I said, I want to change that up a little bit as well, because I think this is more relevant when it comes to About section. Let's go back up. About. Okay, so let's save and let's preview this as well. Okay, if I click on About, now it takes me further down. If I click on Services, it takes me much further down where we're introducing the service. If I click on Testimonial, I land over here, right? So let's go back. And now this is still kind of about the sales part, right? And the thing about this is, though, that it's missing a map, right? I want to embed a Google map. Now, do note one thing. Google Maps are really heavy on the bandwidth, So when the page loads, the page is going to load slowly if there's a Google map on it. Just the way it works, because it tries to load everything. Now, we don't have an inbuilt Google Map integration. But what you can do is you can just go to Google literally and say Google address HTML embed, and that should give you some options. There you go. Adding a Google map with a marker to your website. So just look at this tutorial. Google tells you exactly what to do. And let's say if we can copy this. Okay. Let's see if we can create an HTML page. We can do that as well, but we need a much simpler way, because honestly, I myself am a technical idiot. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so let's say we wanted to link to Pretty Good Dental. So we'll go for that. Let's see, what do they mean by satellite? Satellite imagery, but not really necessary. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Okay, this is okay. I'm going to click on Get HTML Code, and I'm going to copy this. For some reason it's German, but I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to go ahead and say we want to put it right here, right? I'm going to go to Miscellaneous, drag and drop the HTML code right over here, and let's put this in. See what it looks like. I really don't know what it would look like, but that's okay, right? Just to show you, this one is fine. So let's do this. And this is not advanced HTML, this is very basic HTML still. Okay, there we go. So now we have a live map. If I save this and open it up, let's go all the way to the bottom. There. So there people can zoom in, zoom out, they can basically work out how to get there. Right, when they click here, it will take them straight to Google, which is a good thing. Now they can search for exactly how to get there. So if I go back, this is the part where I want to bring people to, you know, when they click on contact, but there's no kind of block ID for this, right? So one way to make it easy would be to just put a new block. So I'm going to go to block and insert a white block right here and copy this, oh, not that. Copy this and move it to the next block. Okay, I don't think that moved. That's not right either, but let me. Okay. Nope, don't want to move everything. It's too big for me to just drag and drop it. So let's undo that. But you get the idea, that we add a new block, and let's say if I pick this one, and I'll just copy this block code. Let's go all the way up. So if I click on contact, I'll put this in and save, preview again. Let's go to contact, and that takes us, well, it should have taken us all the way to the bottom. Let's see what's up. Yeah, that takes us all the way here. So this is how people can find us. Does that make sense? Let me know. Cool. And I can answer a few questions as well, but I just want to show you, if I was building a new homepage, this is how I would go about it. And I can also kind of do it from scratch and show you that too. Same concept applies. Perfect. It's good. So let's do it from scratch this time. And I'm going to go back and create a new page, but this time we'll start from blank, because why not? So let's add a new page, and let's call this from scratch. I'm still going to go for sales page, because why not? Let's see. There's no template here at the moment. You can see this is kind of empty. So we have a lot of pages here, but I want plain. I want the blank one. So let's see if I can find it. There. Blank. I don't know why somehow there's like light blue background here, which I don't like at all. Let's get rid of that. Okay, let's get rid of this too. Perfect. So I'm just going to drop a block in here for later use. But for now, I want to go in and pick a header, display a header, right? So logo, I don't have one right now, but I could put in a custom logo if I wanted to. I could upload an image, right? So I could click on browse, upload, and I could choose one of the logos that we just recently used. Let me see if I can just pick one from here. Yeah, this is okay. Let's use this image. Okay, our logo is in place. Let's go for the menu. Let's display the menu as well. Don't like this style. Let's go to right. Let's go to style 2. This is okay, but I want to change, some colors and such. I want to change up a few things. Menu hover color should be maybe, I don't know, this shade for some reason. Right, there you go. And menu hover color should be nothing. So there shouldn't be any color there. Even menu color shouldn't really exist there. Okay, then again, I'll click on this one. It's the home page. That's fine. I'll click on this. And this one has submenus as well, you can see here, right? So these are all submenus. If I want to add a new one, so if I click here, I can add either a sibling. Sibling goes next to it, or at the end rather. If I want to delete this, I can do that as well, but I can also add children. So see, I can add children menu, submenu here, right? If I don't want this, I can just delete it. Unfortunately, we can't move them around at the moment. So, you got to build them in a way so that you kind of know what you're doing. So if I click here, I don't want this, I'll delete this one. And if I click here again, I don't want this, I'll delete this one as well. Let's save it. Interestingly enough, I noticed that this arrow hasn't gone away. So that's a bug. Got to fix that. Yeah, you can see the arrow hasn't gone away. So let's add a child menu to this so it doesn't feel empty. Okay, so once I've done this, for example, I would also build a footer. Now for footer, you can't really build that right from here. So for footer, you got to add a block, right? And build it in like that. So I'm going to just add a new white block right here. And this could be our footer. So let's shrink the size a little bit because footers are usually smaller. I want to drop in, let's say, 2 columns here inside the footer. On the left, maybe we can have our menu, right? So if I go to this, maybe I want to drop another 2 columns in here. And now I want to start putting in text. So let's say this is still too big. Let's go for paragraph, normal. And I'll go for a really small size. There. Okay, I'm happy with this. I'm going to clone this and put it here. And I'm going to just change some numbers. And I'm going to just leave it at this for now. Right, again, taking too much space, let's shrink it a little bit. If you wanted to be more conservative in your space, you could just, choose a slightly different style. Right, you can center this, you can do all the different things you can do with text anyway, over here. Okay. All right, so that's fine. And this is where usually all those DMCAs and whatnot go. So if I was to say maybe put like 4 columns in here, right? Let's put some text as well. So let's change this, change the size to heading 6. Let's go for 12. Let's call this privacy policy. I'm just going to copy this a few times because it's faster. Right. And if I wanted to, I can hyperlink them as well, remember, so I can just edit the text, I can add this, and then I can put a URL in. So that's feasible too, to do from here. Once you're happy with this, again, let me just shrink this down a little bit. Okay, let's put in some dummy content here so it doesn't look quite empty. Right, so there we go, and you can see the footers at the bottom. This could go to, let's say, kyvio.com/policy. That's fine. The rest can be configured like that as well, right? And once I'm happy with this, I'm just going to save, publish, and open it in a new page. That's it. And similar to how you were able to link this to the subsections, you'll do the same thing in this case as well. Okay? Is that clear so far? Let me know if you have any questions so far. I'll get some tea. Okay, no questions. I guess I'm doing a really good job. All right, excellent. So once I'm happy with it, so I will build out this page completely, make it look a bit like this, for example, or make it look a little bit like this, not this, but the Kyvio homepage. Right? Yeah, Mary's asking clarity. Policy page can be blog page, right? Yes, it can. I mean, it really doesn't matter what kind of page it is as long as you're clear about your policies. Privacy policy, cookie policy, whatever, right? So yeah, as long as you do that, pick whatever page you want. So once I'm happy with this, I'm gonna just go back and say, let's close this. Okay, it logged me out. Let's see if I can log back in. Yes, okay. So this was a page you built from scratch. Now this was a home page. If I want to build another page like this, let's say I want a separate testimonial page where there are extended testimonials. I can just clone this. I just clicked on that button, that duplicated it, cloned it. Let's go ahead and edit the name at least to begin with. So I'm going to call it testimonials, right? And let's say testimonials, scratch, publish it, save settings. And when I go in, it will look the same as it did before. And that's crucial because I might not want to keep all this stuff, but at least I have the menu and I have the footer. Because all these things always lead to the same thing. That's the key thing, right? So on this page, for example, I could have a ton of images. So if I go into here, I could just go in and drop a few images, testimonials. That's all fine. But the menu, the page doesn't change. If someone clicks on this, I can make them go back to the home page, which is this one. Right? So if someone clicks, they will go back to that page, and that's perfectly fine. So let's open this up. Right? This is the page they're working with right now. If they click on home, they go back to this page, which is great. Right? This one doesn't really link at the moment. That's my mistake. Because I should, when I'm working on the template, I should, okay, it's logging me out, but let's go back here. Remember me this time. Okay, when I'm working on the page, it should basically be all linked together when I'm working on the first page. Because, I mean, you can redo that later, that's fine, but it's just going to take you too long to redo it, right? That's something you don't want to get caught in. So the best thing you can do is build out your first page as comprehensively as you can, and then reuse it over and over again to build out different pages that look the same color, same branding, same logo, same header, same footer, but have different material on them, which is exactly what we did with Kyvio as well. So if I go back here, you can see that the color scheme is like this, but if I go and pick, let's say, features page, we maintain the font, we maintain the color scheme. And if I go to FAQ, well, that one goes to knowledge base, so it doesn't quite count. But if I go to About Us, you'll see we've got same colors, everything is similar. And that's very important for branding. All right, that's the key thing to know. But let me know if you have any questions and I can answer them as well. Otherwise, I think we're done with this session. This one wasn't going to be very long because I wanted to show you how to build out your websites. And I think I've done that so far. Let me know, and I'll still grab some more tea, and I'll be here to answer your questions for another couple of minutes. Okay. All right, no question, that's good. In that case, we will talk next Tuesday, but if anything comes up in the meantime, let me know. I might move the sessions around because I wanted to talk about SEO next week, but I want Stephen on for that call as well, and he's traveling at the moment. So I might bring in this one, and I will then cover SEO the week after. All right, that's it. Next one would be good because we're going to I'm going to give you strategies as well in the next one. It just wouldn't be a demo, but more strategy focused. All right, good. Have a good rest of the day then. We'll talk soon, and just stay in touch. Bye.